And welcome back once again. Today we're talking to Palmetto Lowcountry Behavioral Health about a dangerous behavior in children. Joining me today is Ginger Beatty, the Director of Social Services for the clinic, and a therapy dog, a sweet, sweet dog, Shelby. And if we could get a close-up of Shelby, she is the sweetest dog you've ever seen, trained by the owner as a therapy dog. And tell us about this behavioral problem that is occurring in a lot of teenagers these days.
Well, with cutting is just one form of self-injury behavior that kids can engage in. And what it basically is the act of them deliberately causing harm to their body. Besides cutting, they can engage in burning. They can engage in burning as well as hitting and bruising themselves.
So just literally cutting themselves. Now, is this an attention getter, wanting to have attention, wanting to have more love?
And that's the hard part, and that's where as soon as a parent becomes aware that their child's engaging in this behavior, they need to be assessed by a professional. Because what they need to determine is it just self-injurious behavior that they're doing because of some emotional distress they're going through, or is it a suicide gesture?
So, and cutting actually is not something that's new, but unfortunately it's becoming a little more predominant or very likely in a number of teenagers.
Right. In fact, statistics suggest that 1 out of every 8 young people have engaged in some type of self-harm behavior. So it's pretty high, so that's why it's important to know about it.
What are some of the signs that a parent can see in their child behavioral problems that they're either cutting or harming themselves or maybe getting close to it?
Well, the most obvious is when you're looking at your children, if they have any linear cuts on their arms or their legs, if they have any bruises or scratches that are unexplained, especially if they start appearing regularly, changes like their clothing. Now all of a sudden it's summertime, but they're not wearing, the shorts. They're wearing long sleeves and long pants
to protect
because they're hiding it. Also changes in mood. Are they depressed? Are they anxious? Changes in their behavior. Are they acting out? Not performing well in school? What if it's communication? And then also, what if there's missing items in the house? If you're looking around and your razors are missing, your scissors are missing, paper clips, all those can be things that you can look for.
Wow. And it sounds like, this is a straight out question, it sounds like you're busy these days.
We are. At Palmetto, we've got different levels of care. We go everywhere from an intensive outpatient to a partial hospitalization to acute hospitalization to residential care. And I would say probably 1/3 of the patients that we see have engaged in some type of self-harm injury.
So we're learning about the cutting. Now let's learn a little bit about the therapy and what this beautiful dog can help out. Shelby, who's 11 years old, right?
Shelby is 11 years old, and Shelby's a registered therapy dog. And what she helps with, because she's a volunteer at the hospital, is she will come in and she will sit with the children, she'll sit with the adolescents, because for them, we've got to get them talking about what's going on. Because what they've done with these cutting behaviors, this self-injury, they are using that as an unhealthy way to cope with emotional pain, whether it's anger or frustration. So what they can do is, Shelby will sit in the session while they disclose it to their parents. And she's just comforting. So
comforting, helping the child to relax as well, the teenager. Can this progress to worse ways of hurting yourself?
It can.
Not the therapy, of course, but of course the cutting itself.
It can, because there's always danger that when a young person is using a paper clip to cut themselves on the arms, it's always a danger. What if they cut too deep? What if they hit an artery? So that's why it's important that as soon as you recognize or you're concerned that your child is engaging in this, first off, you want to remain calm. And then you want to sit down with them and have open communication and get them to talk. And then you want to ask them, explore, what are you using to harm yourself? Because then you want to safe-proof your house. And then the next thing is call the professional, because the professional will guide you after they do the assessment what the next step needs to be.
Ginger, thank you so much for coming with us.
Welcome.
And Shelby, that's all right. Don't get up. It's okay.
She's showing us how to stay calm.
She is. Now over to Tessa.
That's right. Shelby's getting her rest.